Let's talk about something that's already a massive part of your life, even if you don't really notice it. We're gonna pull back the curtain on your invisible AI sidekick. Have you ever get that weird feeling like your phone is reading your mind? This isn't some cool tech tool for just a few geeks. It's a global trend and you already in on it. It's really a fundamental shift in how we interact with this technology. It just goes to show how much this digital sidekicks is embedded into your daily lives, whether you're aware of it or not. But here's the key insight, or maybe a little bit of a caution. This personalization is a bit of a double-edged sword. Yes, it creates an incredibly convenient, tailored experience, and we like that. But by constantly reinforcing your existing tastes or nudging you towards specific types of contents, these invisible sidekicks can inadvertently create what people call the filter bubbles. They might limit your exposure to different ideas, shape your views of what's important or even what is true. Understanding AI enable you to navigate potential pitfalls, like recognizing when an algorithm might be nudging your decisions or sidestepping privacy issues. You can make way smarter choices about your privacy because you know what info you're trading for all this convenience. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fractal Mind channel. Today we're kicking off a new series on how AI is already running your life and how you can use it to your advantage. Let's talk about something that's already a massive part of your life, even if you don't really notice it. We're gonna pull back the curtain on your invisible AI sidekick. My mission for this first video is to help you understand what AI is via a real tangible example you encounter every day. Have you ever get that weird feeling like your phone is reading your mind? You know, you're driving and your map app magically finds a detour around a traffic jam you didn't even see? Or Spotify just drops this perfect playlist for your mood. It feels like magic, right? Well, it's not. What's really happening is you're meeting your invisible AI sidekick. Now let's forget all the scary sci-fi robots for a second. The AI that's here right now is more like a quiet, super helpful companion already built into your day, just making things a little easier for you. So just how common is this stuff? Let's take a look at the AI you're already using. And spoiler alert, this isn't some cool tech tool for just a few geeks. It's a global trend and you already in on it. Okay, let's start right here in the US. According to a recent survey, 61% of American adults have used AI tools in the past 6 months. That's more than half of the populations. People are interacting with this invisible helper all the time, probably without even thinking twice about it. It shows you just how tangled up this tech is in our everyday lives. And if you think that's big, let's zoom out to the whole planet. That translates to over 1.8 billion people engaging with AI tools. That's the global user base for this smart tool. So this isn't just some fleeting trend. It's really a fundamental shift in how we interact with this technology. It just goes to show how much this digital sidekicks is embedded into your daily lives, whether you're aware of it or not. Alright, to really get a feel for this, let's just walk through a totally normal day. From the moment your alarm goes up to when you finally crash for the night, this stuff is there just humming away in the background. Okay, so your day starts, you roll over, maybe you still have a sleep, and you ask your phone or your smart speaker, "Hey Siri, what's the weather today?" Super simple questions, right? But what's happening behind the scenes to get that simple answer? Well, it's anything but simple. Literally, in the blink of an eye, your little AI assistant follows these 3 steps. First, something called speech recognitions turns the sound of your voice into actual text. Then, natural language understanding kicks in to figure out what you mean, not just what you said. It doesn't just see words, it understands what the weather today is a request for, weather data, the intent behind the words. And finally, response generation grabs the weather data and serves back to you in a human-sounding voice. All of that happens before you even had your first sip of coffee. Pretty wild, right? Okay, so coffee's done. You're out of the door and it's time for the morning commute. You pulled up Google Maps or Apple Maps, and this is where your AI sidekicks really start to earn its keeps, especially when traffic hits. You know that little blue line on your screen is not just a line, it's a live prediction. Your navigation AI is crunching insane amounts of data in real time. It's looking at traffic speeds from other phones, accident reports people are flagging, even road closures. It's constantly doing the math to find the absolute fastest route and keep you moving. It's a really sophisticated optimization problem being solved constantly on a massive scale. It means your AI sidekicks is always adapting, learning from the flow of millions of vehicles just to give you the most efficient path, even when things are constantly changing out there. It's basically your personal traffic ninja, if you will. And it just keeps going all through your workday. Think about it. Your spam email filter, that's also AI at work. Learning the patterns of junk email so your inbox stay clean. This really highlights a crucial aspect of modern AI, which is its ability for continuous adaptive learning. It's not static. The AI isn't just blocking emails from a fixed list of no spammer. That wouldn't work for long. It learns from massive data sets of spams example, the obvious stuff, but also the really sneaky deceptive emails. It incorporates user feedback every time you mark something in spam, so it learns. And it constantly identifies evolving patterns like suspicious links, weird senders, addresses trying to look legit, new phrases common in phishing email, and even subtle things in how the email is formatted. What's really key here is its dynamic nature. As spammers change tactics, and they always do, your invisible sidekicks adapts its filtering rule. It's constantly refining its defense mechanism to try and stay one step ahead. Okay, now for something a bit more visible, maybe, but still incredibly sophisticated. Unlocking your phone with your face. Facial recognitions. It's so common now, it feels effortless, doesn't it? Hold up your phone and poof, it's unlocked. But the sophistication behind that simple action is pretty amazing. And maybe we underestimate it. It's wild how quickly and accurately it identifies you every time. Even if the lighting's different, or you have a haircut, or you're wearing glasses, it usually still works. That functionality really showcases AI's powers in image processing and pattern matching. With incredible precision, the AI compares the unique features of your face, like the exact distance between your eyes, the shape of your jawline and your nose, against a stored digital map of the model of your face. These comparisons happens almost instantly, even accounting for all those variations like lighting, angle, and small changes. The level of consistency and accuracy is needed for this to be a reliable security feature is immense. It's had to tell you apart from literally everyone else almost perfectly every time. Alright, so the day is over. You kicked up your shoes and it's time to chill. You fire up Netflix or maybe Spotify, but you're not sure what to watch next. Don't worry, your digital sidekick is right there to help you out. So how does it always seems to know exactly what you want to watch next? It's actually a very clever two-step process. First, the AI look at everything you ever watch or listen to. It gets your vibe. Then, and this is the cool part, it compares your taste to the patterns of millions of other users. It finds people who share similar interests and suggests content that they love but that you haven't seen yet. The mechanism driving this is basically a massive exercise in pattern recognitions and predictive analysis. The comparative analysis let it spot subtle correlations that frankly no human could ever find. And you see the same idea pop up all over the place in your downtime. Let's shift over to the world of online shopping. When you're browsing Amazon or similar site and you see those recommendations everywhere, like customer also bought or products related to items you viewed, that's also AI actively guiding your shopping trip. These product recommendations are driven by sophisticated recommendation engines, very similar to the ones we talked about earlier for Netflix or Spotify. They meticulously analyze your browsing histories, past purchases, anything on your wish list, and also product trends across millions of other shoppers. It's all about predicting your future buying behavior based on a huge amount of past interaction data. It's not just about what you search for. It seems to dig deeper into habits and maybe even desire. It definitely makes finding new things easier sometimes. Stuff you might actually like or even just remind you of things you forgot. And it's not just product suggestions. AI is also powering those little chatbots that pops up for customer service. This is where we see large language models, or LLMs for short, in actions. These are the systems designed to understand your questions in normal conversational language and then generate relevant human-sounding responses. They can handle common problems, guide you through steps, or figure out when to pass you to a human agent. This helps extend customer support hours and efficiencies. Now, what about using voice to text? Like dictating a message when your hands are full? You just speak and your phone types it out for you, usually pretty accurately. It's pretty remarkable how well it handles different accents, speaking speed, even a bit of background noises sometimes. Most of the time, it gets it right. Almost feel intuitive from the user perspective. But underneath is a really complex dance between real-time audio processing and advanced linguistics analysis. The AI isn't just recording sound, it converts those sound waves from your voice into intricate patterns. Then it maps those patterns against this enormous and constantly updated libraries of words, phrases, and grammatical rules. It has to figure out homophones like to, and to understand context, to clear up ambiguity, and apply grammar, all while dealing with this incredible variety in how humans speaks. This needs massive data sets of spoken language, constant learning, and really sophisticated algorithms to get the accuracy we expect. Finally, let's touch on smart home devices like, say, the Nest thermostat that learns your schedule and warms up the house right before you get home. This isn't just a fancy digital thermometer on the wall. It's an AI-driven system that proactively tries to improve your comfort and save energy, often without you doing much. It actively learns your schedule, your preferences, and adjusts the temperature automatically. It's constantly gathering data when you're using home, when you tend to adjust the temp, the weather outside, even how quickly your own house heats up or cools down. And from all this historical and real-time data, it anticipates your future needs. It can start warming up the house before you get home or cooling it down so it's comfortable, right when you want it to be, all while trying to optimize for energy savings. But here's the key insight, or maybe a little bit of a caution. This personalization is a bit of a double-edged sword. Yes, it creates an incredibly convenient, tailored experience, and we like that, but it's also subtly, yet profoundly, influences what you end up consuming. Now, how so? Well, by constantly reinforcing your existing tastes or nudging you towards specific types of contents, these invisible sidekicks can inadvertently create what people call the filter bubbles. They might limit your exposure to different ideas, shape your views of what's important or even what is true. So yeah, it's a powerful engine for discovery, definitely, but it's also a powerful engine for reinforcement. That's a really important point. So fantastic for finding your next favorite musicians, maybe, but also highlights how these systems steer our cultural diet. Okay, so it's everywhere, we get it. But why does any of this actually matter? Why is it so important to have a clue about how this stuff works? Well, it's pretty simple. Understanding your sidekicks give you the upper hand. It demystifies the tech that actively shaping your choices, the information you see, even how you perceive the world. You go from just being a passive user to someone who's actually in control. You start to see why you're getting certain recommendations. In other words, understanding AI enables you to navigate potential pitfalls, like recognizing when an algorithm might be nudging your decisions or sidestepping privacy issues. You can make way smarter choices about your privacy because you know what info you're trading for all this convenience. And honestly, when you know how the tools work, you can use them better, unlocking all kinds of new ways to make your life easier, but on your own terms. Now, I really hope that this video has helped demystify the technology a bit, because this deeper knowledge, it empowers you to be a more informed user, to think critically about the information you're shown, to make smarter choices about your data and privacy. It's about shifting from being just a passive recipient to being an empowered participant in a world that's being shaped by these really powerful tools. It's not just about using the tech anymore. It's about understanding its influence. So maybe for a final provocative thought to leave you with, given how much AI is already shaping our choices, our preferences, often in ways we don't even notice, I invite you to reflect on your own daily decisions. Think about it. Beyond the obvious example we talked about today, how else might your habits, maybe your belief, or even your perspective on things, how might they already be subtly influenced or guided by this invisible AI system? Keep that question in mind the next time your phone recommends something. So that's it. That's a wrap for part 1. But there's more. Next, we'll explore large language models, LLMs for short, and how to avoid their pitfalls. Like and subscribe for part 2. Share your favorite AI tools in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.